Hiya Dave, great session the other day. Just a quick recap on the work that we did. Obviously what we're trying to do is improve the look of this area of your golf swing here. You can see the progress you made in quite a short space of time. To be fair, I think this was within about 6 swings. Pitch is completely changed. Shoulders are nowhere near as open to the target. It's nowhere near, but there's actually no gap between the forearms visible here as opposed to this big gap that we see here. Left legs straightening and spinning, you can see there. Left heel's up off the, or left toe should I say, is up off the ground, a sign of way too much rotation. Here we've got the right foot banking in nicely. Hips haven't spun out the way, the tailbone's not spun as much. Left leg still got a little bit of flex in it. We're planted to the floor, and the reason we get that is due to the way that the accumulators work. What we're seeing with yourself on the top left footage, and just swing you back to the top, from a good top of the backswing position, there's still a lot of rotation, but more importantly, as the lower body rotates, accumulator 1 runs out too early, and then accumulator 2 is thrown at the golf ball and dumped. Once we dump 2, number 3 rolls too fast, rate of closure on the club face increases, and it's very hard, if not impossible, to hit a good quality draw shot from that position. The big thing for you as well is because the angles are getting thrown away too soon, there's a massive power leak. So you can see that right arm separating, straightening far too early, largely due to the lack of forward movement in your hips. Now, interestingly enough, what we've done here on the bottom left is we've actually worked on the movement of the right elbow, and in turn that's created a better hip movement. So we're trying to rotate the right elbow in on the way down. So from P4 to P5 you're going to try and feel like you're working the right elbow internally. As a result, that's encouraging a little bit more linear movement, stopping the elbows from dividing and controlling the rate at which you straighten accumulator number 1, the right arm. You can see there as the right arm straightens in a more gradual manner, the wrists uncock again in a more gradual manner, and accumulator 3, the left forearm, rotates gradually through impact. Much better position. If we play you through there now, we also discussed the movement in your golf swing regarding your hips. Far better extension coming through at that point due to better linear movement. So if we look at Charlie Wee, what we're talking about with the hips is from the top of the backswing, linear movement or movement towards the target with the hips is hip slide. So you can see the hips sliding in now, P4 to P5. Now they start to rotate while sliding all the way to P6. Now as we come through, you can see there that because the hips have moved forward, accumulators are firing a nice sequence, 1 and 2, releasing gradually, and because of the forward movement of the hips, we've created a nice amount of spine tilt. So here we have you down on the bottom right doing your drill, feeling that the elbow is going to get more in front of you, really getting that elbow in. You can see as you do that, there's a lot of hip slide, great extension. Obviously emphasise that's the purpose of the drill. Back, slide the hips towards the target initially, so we'll put that hip slide in, we're going to get that elbow working inwards. See the angles being maintained. As the angles are maintained for longer, we're getting this tilt in the spine. It's going to give you that high launch that you're trying to achieve. You can see the left knee moving out in front of the left ankle nicely. Now the forward movement of the hips from this point onwards is the tucking of the backside, and the extension, that is extension. So forward movement is hip slide, and then extension. If all we do is slide the hips and then rotate, we don't get that spine tilting back enough. So if we play the actual swing through now, what we're going to see is not quite as good a move as we were making previously. We're going to get the elbow working internally a little bit better here. Starting to get a little bit of movement with the hips. We can see the hips clearing far too early at that point. As the hips clear early, right shoulder rides quite high. One's got to release, two releases. Once one runs out, two gets dumped, and once two's dumped, three rotates too quick. So although we made progress during the lesson, it's sometimes a little bit more difficult to do it when the ball's in front of you. But you can see by your rehearsals some of the positions you're getting into now, both here and also from down the line, are massively improved. So keep up the good work. Keep working that elbow in internally and keep extending into the follow through. Tuck the butt, straighten the legs. Good luck with it, and I look forward to working with you again in the coming weeks. Well done.